Hello students. Today let's start with a poem called Somebody's Mother by Mary Dow Brill. So before we start the poem, we will solve an exercise from the warm up. So the first one is they've given you a set of words: pleased, happy, joy, full, ecstatic. Okay, so these are all expressions of happiness and a good feeling, but in ascending order. So pleased is when you are a little impressed by something, then happy is when you are happy, joyful is when you're feeling something which is more than happiness, okay, and ecstatic means there are no bounds to your happiness, okay, so it is in an increasing order. So similarly, second one is letter, which is just an alphabet. Then out of those alphabets you form words. Then when you combine words you form a sentence, and when it is a group of sentences it becomes a paragraph, right? So similarly you have to arrange these words that are given below in similar ascending order. So for example, the first one is adult, aged, infant, youth. Okay, so these are periods of life. So the first one will be infant, second is then you reach youth, the period of youth, then you reach the period of adulthood, and then you age, right? So similarly you have to do it for all the other three. And then the next one is that you have to prepare a word chain, okay, on the same idea. So for example, rain, how do we describe rain? So when it is just a drizzle is halka halka barish, okay. Then after drizzle you will have shower, when it is raining a little more than drizzle, okay. Then it is downpour, okay, it is heavily raining. And then you can say maybe storm, okay. So similarly you have to do it for wind, sunshine, water body, size, and then again, okay, size, small, okay. First one is big and the other one is small. How do you refer big in increasing order and small in decreasing order, right? So let's start with the poem. The woman was old and ragged and grey. Here ragged means somebody who is wearing torn clothes, or who somebody is wearing shabby clothes, okay. So the woman was old and grey means the same thing, old, okay, and bent with the chill of a winter's day. So it is a day from the winter season and it is so chilly that she has to bend herself so that she can keep herself warm, okay. The streets were white with a recent snow, and the woman's feet with age were slow, okay. So there was snow on the street and the woman was walking slowly, okay, because she is a aged woman and she can't walk very fast, and again there is snow, so she was walking slowly. Then at the crowded crossing she waited long, jostled aside by the careless throng. So at the crowded crossing, that means she wanted to cross a road and she was waiting, and she was jostled, that means people were ignoring her and pushing her here and there and moving besides her in a careless throng. Throng is a group of people, okay, of human beings who passed her by, unheeding the glance of her anxious eye, okay. Unheeding means ignoring her anxious eyes. Then now why was she anxious? She was anxious because she wanted to cross the road, but she could not do it alone because she was weak and she was old and it was snowing, right? Then down the street with laughter and shout, glad in the freedom of school let out, came happy boys like a flock of sheep, hailing the snow piled with white and deep. Past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way. That means down the street a group of children came out. They were happy because school was over, and the poet is referring them to a flock of sheep, okay, that means a group of sheep. Then they were hailing means throwing snow here and there, hailing the snow piled white and deep. past the woman so old and grey, hastened the children on their way. That means they did not even acknowledge the old woman and they moved away from her and they passed her. Okay, hasten means quickly passed her. None offered a helping hand to her, so weak and timid, afraid to stir, lest the carriage wheels or the horse's feet should trample her down in the slippery street. So, none of those boys offered her a helping hand. That means nobody offered her to cross the road with them, and she was so afraid and weak. Why was she afraid? She was afraid of moving. Why? Because if she moved slowly, the carriage wheels or the horse's feet would trample her. Okay, in the slippery street. Then at last came out of the merry troop the gayest boy of all the group. He paused beside her and whispered low, "I'll help you across if you wish to go." Then out of that group of boys, merry troop means those, merry means happy and troop is group, right? So out of that group came the gayest boys. Gayest means a happy, joyous boy came, and he paused next to her and he whispered to her that I will help you cross this road if you want. So her aged hand on his strong young arm she placed, and so without hurt or harm he guided the trembling feet along, proud that his own were young and strong. Then back again to his friends he went, his young heart happy and well content. Right? So he helped her cross the road. She kept her aged hand on his strong and young arm, and he helped her cross the road without any harm. Okay, and he guided her trembling feet along. Trembling matlab shaking. Okay, she was shaking first of all because of the snow, and then because she was old and weak. Then now she was proud that his own were young and strong. So the boy was proud that his feet were young and strong. Okay, he could walk properly. And then he went back to his friends with his heart happy and well content. That means he was happy that he had helped somebody. Then she is somebody's mother, boys, for all she is aged and poor and slow, and someone sometime may lend a hand to help my mother, you understand. If ever she is old and poor and grey, and her own dear boy so far away. Okay, so when the boy goes back to the group of boys, he tells them that she is somebody's mother, and she is also aged, poor and slow, and there will be one day when my mother or our mother will also might need help crossing the road while she is old and grey, and her own son is far away. That means he is not here to help her. So even she might need help. So he would want that somebody will help his mother when he is not there. So that is why he helped the old lady. Somebody's mother bowed low her head in her home that night, and the prayer she said was, God be kind to that noble boy who is somebody's son and pride and joy. So now this old lady, she is somebody's mother, right? So she went home, she bowed her head in front of God and she prayed for that boy. Okay, and she prayed God to be kind to that noble boy, to that good boy who is somebody's son and pride and joy. So generally children are parents' pride and joy. Okay, उनकी आशाएं होते हैं बच्चे. So that is what they are referring to. So basically what the poem is trying to teach is that you should be kind to everybody and you should lend a helping hand wherever possible. Okay. Then moving on to the figures of speech that are used in the poem. First one is tautology. Tautology is when you use different ways to express the same meaning. Okay, so an expression or phrase that says the same thing twice just in a different way. So for example, the woman was old and ragged and grey. So now here old and grey, both of these things mean the same. Grey also means old, but here it is used in a different way. So that is an example of tautology. Then synecdoche. A term for a part of something refers to the whole of something or vice versa. Okay, so you are talking about a particular part of something, like a part of the body, but what you really mean is to refer to the whole body, right? So for example, he guided the trembling feet along. So did he really just guide the trembling feet along? No, by that the poet means that he guided the trembling woman along. But here we are only writing feet. So your feet is representing the old woman, trembling woman. So that is called synecdoche. Now the next one is inversion. Okay, so inversion is when the order of words is reversed so as to emphasize a certain word. Okay, so when you're referring the order of the words. So for example, then back again to his friends he went. So instead, so this is not really correct English, but we are using it because it gives a poetic feeling. So instead of this, the poet could have written, he went back again to his friends. Right? That is a correct English sentence. So this is an example of inversion. Then now I will repetition, alliteration, all of these figures of speech we've done before. So I will quickly give you an example of each one. Okay. So here it is, the woman was old and ragged and grey. Repetition is where you repeat words, right? So and is repeated twice. Then alliteration is when sound is repeated. So his young heart, happy and well content. The sound of H, her, is repeated. So now your homework is that you have, along with that workshop warm-up exercise, you have to solve the workshop as well. Now you have to pick out lines from the sentence that will create an image in your mind for the following people. Okay, so what is a sentence that gives you the idea that the woman is old? Okay, then which lines represent the street and the schoolboys? Okay, then you have to write at least 5 rhymes from the poem, rhyming words. Okay, then we have give in your your own words 2 reasons for each of the following. So you have to give reason, okay, for these particular statements. So the woman was reluctant to cross the street by herself. So you have to write in your own words why was she reluctant to cross the street. Okay, and then you have to think and write in 5 or 6 lines why most of the people on the road or street ignore those in need of help. And what about you? Write about your feelings after you have helped or not helped when needed. Okay, so it is your point of view. Why do you think people ignore the people who need help on roads? Or why do you personally do that? Or what do you do in those situations? What are your feelings? What do you feel during those times? That is what you have to write. Okay, and along with that, one more thing that you have to write is poem appreciation. Okay, thank you.